80% of single guys are no longer interested in dating. They're not even trying.
Nobody dates anymore. Everybody just want to. Chivalry is dead.
A few moments later.
Nah, because I really just spent the night at a guy's house, and he asked me to take the trash on my way out. The worst thing is that I'm doing it. So come with me to take the trash out at a man's apartment. Is this the real walk shame?
No walk to her car, no Uber ride home. No, just hand her the hefty white bag and point her to the community garbage bin. Yes, a lot of men have really lost respect for the modern woman. And honestly, how can we blame them? I mean, come on. We have to assume that most of these modern women have a 3-digit body count. So how can we act like there's something special about one night in Paris? You get it? Like one night in Paris? No? You don't get it? Okay. Coupled with the fact that modern women have crucified chivalry and told us that men that act like gentlemen should be spat on. No, for real, for real.
I was in town and a man had the nerve to hold the door open for me. I felt like spitting in his face, literally shaking with rage right now.
Yes, I know my stance on this topic is quite controversial, but I challenge you to hear me out with an open mind and a valid passport. I would implore you to stop trying to fix the system and instead focus on taking advantage of it. I mean, think about it. If you haven't noticed, modern women are slowly trying to reform their own church. We've seen multiple female influencers switching their message from sprinkle to holy virtuous woman. I mean, they're like one step away from just being called a pick-me.
This is what women ask for. They've been telling men for years. If you don't have your stuff together, you shouldn't be trying to talk to women. But now, you are mad when they actually chase their goals and not you.
And why, you ask? This change has come because of your silence, because of your indifference, and most importantly, because of your discipline.
You lack discipline.
Unlike Satan Kevin Samuel Titus the Great, we are no longer attempting to plead our case to modern women. No, we are now holding each other accountable for our actions. Like the Masons or the mechanics, the Brotherhood doesn't allow women in the room of discourse. Modern women are no longer allowed in our spaces to heckle, misdirect, and gaslight our mission. We will now set the standard and allow nature to take its course. In other words, only the strong, or in this case, the virtuous, will survive. And furthermore, I would not worry about the beta males and weak simps, because it only takes 20% of capable men to topple the feminist house of cards.
A man asking you to take the trash out after a one-night stand is wild. A man asking you to take the trash out under any circumstances, unless you are a maid and he is paying you, is wild. You actually taking the trash out on your way out the door to go home after a one-night stand is crazy. Cora, this is something that you could have kept to yourself. We didn't have to know. I don't know why you felt the need to record this. Like, Cora, you're going to have to learn how to take your L's in silence. Because now we're going to laugh and we're going to discuss.
One thing that initiates the gag reflex in your Grace Lord Destro is when one of these E. Honda-looking ladies start talking about sex. Come now, woman. Nobody wants to think about your love handles and back rolls flopping up and down. Have some decency. Not even your nightmares want to have a one-night stand with you. Yet they are always the first one to tell other women what they shouldn't accept.
Ladies, don't you ever.
I know you see her eyes. She can't even look straight into the camera because she knows she has done far worse than carry out a man's garbage. With those elephantitis hands. Please, come on, man, come on.
In your lives, acquiesce to a man asking you to take out the trash on your way out the door after a one-night stand. It's so specific, I can't believe I'm saying this to y'all, but come on. I just don't understand the conversation. Can you take the trash out as you're leaving after the one-night stand? young lady that I just had a one night stand with, can you take the trash out? Sure, I'll take the trash out.
Okay, one more thing about the woman doing the walk of shame with a trash bag, carrying this man's trash out of his apartment after he used her for her body and sexual gratification, because he probably has a dopamine addiction and a porn addiction on top of that.
First off, how did he use her? Is she not a grown woman? How do you know she didn't go over there to get her back blown out? Secondly, the women that have 5 pink and blue toys in their nightstands, 2 silicone phalluses and 1 vibrator in their closet, and a medicine cabinet full of antidepressants have the nerve to be accusing anyone of being dopamine addicted. The audacity.
I feel like the whole getting online and talking about how you're letting men use you is almost like part of that. Well, if I call myself a slut, then it doesn't matter if you call me that. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that word about those women. I'm saying I've seen it in videos, you know, these situationships where they're just being used by men, right, for their bodies, essentially. But then they'll be like, they'll then use degrading words to describe themselves, because again, if they say it about themselves, then, oh, like, I'll beat you to the punchline, that type of thing. And that's what that trash bag video felt like. It felt like this girl, again, maybe doesn't know her worth. Maybe she doesn't know her worth, but it almost feels like, you know, you're walking out of a guy's house carrying his trash from the week. Like, this man's collecting trash all week, and we all have a trash can, putting trash in a trash bag all week. And I'm sorry, I don't want to say that he's lazy. So lazy to the point that not only do you not take the trash out yourself, you bring a girl home, sleep with her in your apartment, and then expect her, it's after sleeping with her in your apartment, which is probably disgusting. I'm just saying that because I'm annoyed. Like, maybe it's not disgusting. And then using her to take your trash out.
You know, I see it differently. I think this mysterious man that she was sleeping with was really Banksy. This was just another one of his art exhibits. Trash Tenderloin takes out the trash. It's truly genius. I mean, she self-recycled herself. Now the septum ring redhead is furious because her cognitive dissonance won't allow her to accept the fact that men apply value to women. We establish who is high value and who is low value. And after a night with this man, obviously, he did not see her as valuable. It's nothing to cry about. It's the way of the world. Either you accept it or continue to live in never, 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 never.
31 years old. Okay, I'm not super old, but I've lived enough life to understand this stuff. I'm imagining this guy that goes out on the weekends or whatever, has a roster of women in his phone, maybe off dating apps, you know, maybe he's going to the bars and meeting them, I don't know. And every weekend, he ends up sleeping with a girl in his apartment, and he knows in his head, when I'm done sleeping with her on Sunday morning or whatever day it is, I'm going to ask her to take out the trash. And I just imagine this like running joke that he probably has, like him probably bragging to friends at work, like his buddies, you know what I mean? Probably bragging to them like, yeah, I hooked up with her, like, because guys do that. They talk about girls that they hook up with whenever they have porn addictions, lust problems, dopamine dependencies, and they have no respect for women. They talk about them, right? They talk about the women they're hooking up with. They show pictures, they show videos, they do all that stuff. I just imagine him being like, yeah, this is the girl I hooked up with over the weekend. She even took my trash out. Like, oh yeah, like you should start doing it. Like, I just have these girls, like these hot girls come over. Not only are they dumb enough to hook up with me, not that I'm calling those women dumb, but I'm just saying hookup culture is the downfall of society.
Wow. If overthinking was an Olympic event, women would reign supreme. Imagine if she held that same vitriol for the women on Hinge that go on multiple expensive dates with soft-serve men that she has no intention of dating. What if she felt that same sympathy for these weak-hearted simps that continue to spend their paychecks going on expensive date after expensive date looking for love? But she's on the verge of tears and creating conspiracy theories because a man asked a woman to carry out his trash. I mean, come on, we can look at her and see that she is definitely a no-frills smash and pass.
The disgusting stuff that you throw away in your trash, right? You think about that. Imagine this woman This beautiful woman coming back to your apartment, you sleeping with her, and then having having so little respect for her. You don't offer to walk her out. You don't offer to walk her to her car. You don't offer to drive her home. You don't offer anything to her. You look at her this is how much you see of her. You see her as such a small, insignificant part of your life, right? She's important enough to get sexual gratification from, but then so unimportant to you that you're just like, carry my garbage out. And then I'm watching her carry this out of this man's apartment, down the steps, through the parking lot to wherever the trash can is. A huge bag of trash. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot believe it. Walk of shame, like, oh, it's so shameful. Walk of shame, like carrying a trash bag, like, look what a piece of garbage I am. Like, what is this world we're living in where women are literally okay with being treated this way? You're just hooking up with some guy that doesn't care about you and then taking his garbage out. Like, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, nothing ever will. I don't know.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blasphemy. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, Lord Destro would suggest that you poor fools at least give oligarchy a try. So me, Lord Destro,